Welcome back to live coverage from the Toron Arena here in Poland for the PGL Major Krakow 2017. Our grand final is underway. Our first map victory with brilliant style from the Immortals team. They are 1-0, just one map away from being crowned champions. And Brazil will no doubt go mad and crazy yet again. But this time for a different team, of course. But in their way stands Gambit, who head off to train now their choice of maps. We're back with Janko and Moses once more at the desk. This has to be a much better performance, obviously. That goes without saying, Gambit. We've kind of gone over that. But at the same time, Immortals are no slouches on this map either.
No, and one of the big things they have going for them is they did take out Flipside early in the tournament on this map, also Vegas Squadron. But specifically with Flipside is the fact that they're also a tactical team. They're also slow paced. They like that approach. The approach that Zeus brought out against Astralis yesterday. So Immortals has some experience against this kind of style of play that they'll face off against. And the other big thing is, like, are we even sure Gambit actually stands in their way? If they don't show up like that, that's like the other, like, there's just that if the Gambit that we just saw on Cobble is going to be the kind that we see on Train, they're done, they're gone.
I mean, surely they can't have another performance. They haven't had a performance like that.
Famous last words.
Surely they haven't. But they haven't had a performance like this in the entire tournament, Janko.
Maybe Zeus just has some aura around him that prevents him from, or his team from performing in the grand finals, because that happened with Navi as well. They would fall flat in the grand finals both time around. But this is a better map for Gambit in a sense that Immortals cannot use their individual skill as much, right? You cannot just run out somewhere on Train like you can on B platform, on Cobble, for example. You can to an extent, but it's not going to be as easy to get the kill. So this is where Gambit could use their teamwork more to put their players in favorable situations so that they get easier duels and maybe get into the game a little bit sooner, get their confidence up, and actually start playing some Counter-Strike in this final.
It would be nice to see them play some Counter-Strike. That'd be beautiful. The trouble with it, well, the nice thing for Gambit, I guess, is the fact that we saw them figure out and adjust to what Astralis was doing yesterday, right? And if you can do that against Astralis, if you can figure out something that works against, you know, one of the best teams in the world, surely you can do it here against Immortals. Even if you run into struggles, you can indeed find some way to adapt. The key, though, has to be Immortals was able to have the AWP whenever they wanted it on Cobblestone. The key for Gambit here has to be able to keep that out of their hands and be able to punish them. The amount of times they were reset on their CT side, that can happen here as well. But Gambit's got to keep that AWP out of Henny's hands for as much as possible.
Okay, let's head back to our commentary team for the second map. Is it going to be a train wreck for Gambit, or can they pull into the winner's station? Let's find out with map number 2.
As far as Gambit is concerned, Paul, map number 1, because they didn't really show up at all on Cobblestone. To be fair, Immortals played amazing, probably the best game I've ever seen them play as a team, if I'm completely honest, and they're going to have their shoes to fill on the Gambit side. Absolutely need a perfect start. They need a better start. Immortals has been incredible through the first halves.
Honestly, one of the best T-sides this tournament. I'll put that out there. That was just so clinical. What a performance there from Immortals. The problem is going towards Train. Immortals, they've got that double AWP set up to work with map. Henny looked amazing in that first map. KNG was getting there as well. Now he'll have more freedom to go on the AWP on that CT side, and that's where they start. This is Gambit's pick. Immortals get to pick the side, and no one really from Gambit impressed me at all. We had a nice spray down from Dosia, but they didn't win the round. We had a nice clutch from Zeus, but that was just him hiding and trying to run down the timer. Not really much to report apart from that. Adren, non-existent. He was on like 5 kills to finish that map off. He needs to be their superstar player. He's been amazing this tournament in the earlier stages, but as we've come to the crescendo of it, he has dropped off quite drastically, I have to say. We'll see whether he can step up here. Mo's going to have his work cut out for him as well. Obviously, the AWPer of Gambit. Dosia, like we said, a couple of decent rounds, and Hobbit, not the superstar performance we need to win a major at this point, I'm afraid.
No, not at all. Again, players that have all had moments of brilliance in this event. Mo, like you mentioned at the very start of this, has improved a lot. He's been very good at moments in this. Hobbit, the same thing. Adren, to be fair, did say that his teammates carried him in a few games, and I think in the quarterfinals and semifinals, he was reasonable. He was definitely a participant, if you will. He was a protagonist in many situations, but yeah, when you compare it to the other side of what's going on right now, it's not nearly enough, and they have to step up. Zeus is I'm sure, fearful at this point. Scared of the thought that if he reaches another final and it goes like this for a third time, I mean, what's that say? Is it him? Is he going to start reflecting that way?
I'm not sure. I can't believe they're in the final. What a turn of events that is, both of these teams, but it's amazing. We'll see what happens as we get into the second map, ladies and gentlemen. Immortals on the CT side, Gambit on the T. Gambit desperately need a pistol. They need to get fired up and get their team sunk in. in this grand final. They'll have two smokes to work with, a Molotov and a couple of flashbangs here. And they go towards inside. Very standard stuff so far. Go for that inside control, but Bolt's looking to challenge at the upper platform, but headshot and have to fall back.
Back indeed. John to Zeus, no kills, Bolt's the same, but they need the opening kill. They need to make room on the Gambit side. The ladder slowly. Two players waiting at Z Connector, which is anticipation for retake and rotate. To be fair, you don't necessarily have to retake outer quite so much as B, because you're already near enough to the bomb site and to the bomb itself, because they've dropped it down. Good shot, KNG has to back off. Smoke will allow them to re-grab immediately. Lucas downed by Adren. Finally, Gambit. Exactly what they need. Getting a pistol, it would be their first in the series as KNG drops back in. No hit on either of the players alive. Toward the control room for KNG as Henny still tries to tap with the CZ at long range. And Hobbit might be perfectly positioned. Henny's got a kill, that's fine. Hobbit now knows he's there, won't waste any time with a knife. No time for a kill, just get it done. And they will.
Signs of life from Gambit, it seems. This is their map pick, and they kick things off with a pistol victory as well. Pretty standard at the start, going towards inside, pushing the CTs back. They headshot Bolts. That removes all vision that the CTs wanted at the very start of that round. And Immortals then had to go more passively towards the B side, and that's where Gambit rotated in. Managed to get the smokes towards Connector and Ivy. Get those first picks. Doses fired up. There was a nice little flank coming in from the Connector as well, so they're going to have to win this round. Forced by, of course, for Immortals here. 5-7s. CZ to scalp for Henny. A little bit of damage inflicted to him, but he's still alive for now. He's in the Connector, and KNG, he's got that deagle. He wants to challenge the upper ramp once again.
Is perfectly positioned with the deagle. They're going toward him slowly, slow enough that a headshot seems easy. Not quite the second one. Doji gets it back. Bolts in the sight is the next to find a kill. 5-7 that drops the bomb temporarily. Thankfully, no one's watching down the lane, but look at Steel. Steel could steal it all. Goes toward the planter, gets them both of the CZ. Won't get time for the reload. It takes ages on the CZ, as we know, but Mo's there with the AK-47 to hold the high ground. Scout for Henny could be promising at this point.
Going to be a difficult situation with that bomb plant and no kits. They have to operate very quickly here. Mo with the advantage, I would say, as he comes in from the upper ramp. Everything to play for him. The fake defuse comes through. Nice HE grenade. He's not taking the bait just yet.
He's holding. He's holding, and the Scout's going to hold off Mo. He's got to go now. 5 seconds. He's got the shot in already. He's got the shot again. The Scout is positioned accordingly, and the round to Immortals.
Just as they get something working in their favor, it's Immortals to steal the round away. And like you said, Steel, the protagonists are coming through the lower round, managing to get those 2 kills to the CZ. They were watching that angle as well. He manages to actually get 2 kills, deny anything once the bomb was planted. It was a 2 versus 1 situation for Mo. I thought he had the advantage there. The full defuse comes in, he drops an head in his head. Didn't take the bait for so long, but the Scout took a gamble, watched that upper ramp, and managed to hit both shots. I was scared there. I thought he had to get the headshot, or that Scout was going to do nothing, but couldn't find the frag. Mo was sent packing, and we have a force buy in return here. A couple of AKs coming out. Not everyone fully committed, I have to say. PT-50s and Deagles for the other 3 players. It's Mo and Adren of head armor trying to open things up. Like we said, these are 2 players that haven't looked fantastic, but that's much better. Mo through the smoke finds Steel, and we have a 5-on-4 situation. Immortals with rifles to work with here. Henny's still on that Scout. But now Gambit, this is their bread and butter. Get that early advantage. Slow pace game, methodical stuff. Get that map control. You see the straight line formation on the mini-map right now. And Mo looking for a couple more kills there. Managed to do significant damage towards Lucas.
In 4KNG, they just escaped the position he'll occupy at A main. They'll naturally have heard. Vision on him, which way he goes. The halls are certainly more promising. They're far enough ahead, they're not going to be lined up directly, but if they slow for even a second of execution, and he continues forward, he could find a kill, similar effect to Steel. Another good shot from Henny on the Scout, more damage done. Hobbit the one that's found. And here comes KNG. Red, not ready for it, downed. They all turn back to go toward him. Flash around the corner. Catches them in part, but no one willing to be the aggressor. No one wants to be the next to go down, because they may just do. If they're not careful, 2 peek, 2 combined. KNG to fall. Zeus. Shaky as ever, but gets the kill no less. What a shot from Henny on arrival. 2 HP, swap to the AK. Has no kit, so Gambit might respond, and tense times for Economy in these back and forth moments because it's the T's that can break it open, but I would expect Immortals will not give them the chance. He's spotted. Does he see it? Oh, I'm not sure the X-ray might have misled me even because it looked as though they could see each other over the back of the bomb train, but apparently not. And he continues to work in. He has no idea where they are.
Yeah, I think
the longer, I was gonna say, the longer this goes, no kit in the HP, he's got to just bow out and keep the AK.
No kit, keep the AK-47. It's Gambit. Bit of a gamble, 2 AK-47s coming out. Does what is required. Adren scored him out in the previous map, but he finds that opening pick, gets in the 5-on-4. And like we said, slow, methodical gameplay coming at that point as well. KNG looked like he was about to shut the situation down. That backstab from Popdog takes one big kill, but can't find the second. That was the key moment. And Gambit take one back in returns. 2-1 in their favor now. Immortals do save that AK-47. Do they force around it? It looks like they certainly will. CZ's coming out once again. The scout once more. And the UMP will be thrown into the hands of Henny. It's still reasonable by all things considered, but see if it delivers a round victory at all for Immortals.
Molotov to clear both the lower ramp position in the corner. Didn't get to see the slow pace of the T side for Gambit on Cobblestone because we didn't really get to see a T side, period.
Absolutely.
Very aggressive with his pistol toward Popdog, but he's exposed. Looks away at the same time. KNG gets Doja, but Adren found the kill and follows up. KNG's still trying to find more. For a scout and around us. Sends the pistol, can't find a kill with it. Adren, perfect on entry. A hat trick for him. He's gotten all 3. Bomb goes down, Henny spotted along the wall, or just sprayed. Either way, goes to Mo and falls. Gets no further, bolts the same result.
Now we might have a grand final on our hands. Gambit have broken the economy of Immortals. They're up 3-1 on the T side of train. This is their map pick after getting battered on Cobblestone. Now we're seeing the likes of Adren hit some shots. He's been fantastic on this map all tournament, especially towards main entrance, finding map control, getting the headshots required. He was completely absent in the first, but this is looking much better from him. Has to be the eco for Immortals at this point. As we enter round number 5, nothing they can really bring to the table. USBs across the board, and Zeus looks like he's getting fired up now. Still believing that he has a chance to take this grand final and get his first major victory.
Damage already thrown out by the AK. Spewed upon them towards the connector. Hobbit follows up. They get more than this. Be careful not to overcommit to the peak. Adren and Hobbit do make good work of it against the default pistols that will just try and do economic damage. A chance then, and therefore for Gambit. Make sure they don't lose anyone to build their bank. KNG's the last alive. I think he may have been detected already heading this position, although I say that, and Adren's kind of lost track of where he might have gone. Gives him a chance to find a kill, which means another down. Oh no. Oh, he thought about it. He thought about it, but Zeus won't allow it. We won't get a knife this time.
No knives as of yet in the grand final, but Gambit got a clean round from there. Lost one player, but still up against that full eco. They take the lead 4-1. Money still in a difficult position for Immortals, man. We said that double orb setup's going to be very deadly, but with all these force buys, they don't have the chance to bring it out early here. Turn number 6, and they've got 4 M4A4s. A Famus as well, no kits, and these are the sort of rounds you have to work a little harder for the frag, especially against a team like Gambit. Maybe you want to be pushing for the first kill, but they'll be so passive at the start, Gambit. We'll see whether they can actually get anything going here. 4-man stack towards outside as 1 player on in up. They're going towards Popdog very quickly here, Gambit.
It in, flash over, but they overlook it. Oh, Adren thankfully saves Hobbit's life. Doja follows up to get Lucas, and Zeus contributes further. Doja steps up once more as well. So not only does he save Hobbit, Hobbit stays alive, and all of it. Bomb goes down. It's a 4 versus 1, and Henny, although it held, will not have much chance to room to move rather.
Yeah, this is a really nice call from Gambit. Nice fast pace this time, simple execution of the smokes. They know the money's to be low for Immortals. They won't have the orbs to challenge either. Famus and M4s there, and it's Adren finding that first shot once more. Dosia of 2 quick headshots, and that's round done. Immortals have no kits going into this round, so Henny can't even consider trying to win it. 4 versus 1. Hobbit's down to 12 HP. He might get 1 kill, as he'll be walking to his position right now. But Henny, can he find the timing here? Of course he can. Finds that, and that's all he'll find. Upgrade to the AK-47 and fall back.
Barely fall back as Mo tries to get an op shot toward him. Smoking himself at Ivy. He won't go back toward T-spawn because that's being pursued. So they'll take the M4 over, but it's Gambit's turn to have a healthy lead at the start of the game, 5-1.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So the timeout comes in for Immortals, their first one of the second map, and so far haven't really arrived here on train. They had a lot of force buys. They won the second round, but that can sometimes get out of hand. As soon as Gambit got back into it, you're forced to do the same thing. You just can't get yourself established in terms of the financial situation. Henny saves the M4. And with this pause, they're deciding what they can do with this round. You can see the money's not great. Maybe an HE stack towards outside. That could be something. It's very unlikely to win this round. It's up to Henny now, who performed amazingly on Cobblestone. Can he get anything done here? 3 HEs come in, as I said, probably going to be used towards that main entrance. That's where Dren's been most of the time. But Gambit reading the situation quite nicely. Hobbit just with that Mac-10, he'll be able to throw himself into situations first, farm some cash with that lesser weapon. Every kill he gets with that, $600 in the bank, and even if he gives it away against armored opponents, it's pretty useless. So it's great for him, not so good for the CTs as they pick it up.
Mo tries to go for a Guardian-esque wall bang towards Z.
He does. Nothing for it. Quite rare to see that find a kill, but always worth a go.
Easy enough to line up, doesn't cost much time. Does give away the ops there. Dren going back in has to be cautious of Steel, who seems to be very proficient when he gets the pistols on close quarters. Many times he's come out successful. This time he will be shut down. Significant that they cannot give up another gun to complement Henny's M4 early, because then things get awkward. The next to go. Way through. AWP is going to watch off Pop Dog as they Molotov. They expect to be a player in the corner. It's KG actually at the ladder itself. Good, therefore, from Hobbit not to commit. Only goes up, but Hobbit will find one on the SMG.
Yeah, this is Gambit not giving anything away here. Finding that rifle, they knew a weapon was safe in the previous round. Shut that down, commit towards outside, pins to every single position, and find the kills towards Pop Dog, Ivy, main entrance, you name it, they're there. And they're finding frags, Lucas and Bolts. Upgraded pistols here, not worth the save. They'll be buying into the next round. And maybe, Matt, we do see a double AWP setup. Maybe maximum loss bonus next round after losing 5 rounds in a row. Lucas might get 1 kill here. If he saves the rifle, that certainly helps him out. But regardless, he'll be able to buy.
Bolts they actually get to. I'm going to say they'll find that AK, they'll pursue it for that reason. Toward the stairs. You're right, though. If they can pull out the double off, that's where they are most effective. So I say they were going to find it, but doesn't necessarily guarantee the kill, does it? So they're not going to send Mo on the Jace. T-spawn. Nearly does Lucas. Nearly does save it. A good find from a Dren. So now it really forces the call for investment.
Surely the double AWP at this point. There it is. It's coming out. This is when we're going to see Immortals arrive, surely. They're so deadly, such a formidable duo, Henny and KNG. KNG especially has been fantastic in this tournament. Henny, you saw what he did in the previous map, but Bolts this time, 1 for 7. He needs to start arriving here, but still very early days, sure. There's a huge disparity in terms of the scoreline right now, but they can still get back into this as we enter round number 8. 1-1 for Mo, and I assume this will be a slow-paced round. Gambit have been good at adjusting the pace, but that's when they're reading the financial situation very well. I know that Immortals are fully equipped, and it's Mo and Henny going at it. Henny coming out on top. It's going to be Hobbit to drop first. And he did get tagged up in the process. So it's a 5-on-4, finally for Immortals here.
Start to see a battle at Ivy. Immortals didn't really take too commonly or often in previous maps. Or did big, for that matter. We saw a very stale Ivy in that regard. It's normally a lot more controversial and early in the round especially, but right now Dren slows up. As you say, Hobbit went down early. Henny therefore can back off inside of the site. In fact, he'll rotate all the way around to the old bomb position. Very passive and play late round AWP. Bolt's more effective and forward.
Bolt's by himself. It's Ivy, which is the main point of attack from Gambit here. Zeus and Dosia trying to find the next pick. Lucas in exposed position, trying to work with KNG here. He's got the AWP, but Lucas, I'm not sure he gets much done here, but can't find the frag. There it is at the KNG. Isolated, but it's starting to hit shots.
Hits a shot indeed, but that's going to allow the Immortals to just sweep the round away. Because as soon as he hits one, although he gets traded back and he's able to rotate over, it's perfect from Immortals to shut them down.
Yeah, especially with that first pick coming in, capitalizing on the advantage they had. Towards Ivy, we went for Gambit. I didn't think Lucas's position was going to bring much. It didn't, but the AWP stepping up there, managing to recover those from the previous round as well. It's a tactical timeout for Gambit. They're first, as they consider changing things up, trying to adapt. And the tactical timeouts can be mind games as well. You could be suggesting we're going to be changing something up here. We're going to be going for another fast rush, and it kind of gets Immortals thinking, maybe forces them to a situation they don't want to be in. Immortals can't really go for the super aggressive stuff with the double AWP setup. They can push towards Ivy, go for the pick towards T-Spawn. That's pretty expected. They can go towards lower ramp, close range with that AWP as well, but I don't think you'll see much more than that. Will be round number 9 coming in. Current scoreline 6-2 in favor of Gambit. Decent buy available for the T side. Mo back on that AWP. We'll check in on his score as well. 5-3. Still yet to arrive. We'll see if we can get further into this.
Double up obviously stays out. Mo very quick with his Molotov, won't allow him any further. He still has the position at the bottom of the ladder if he wants to go for a peek late. KNG. So towards Z connector, after the flames comes the smoke. Hobbit gets bolts, opening that matters because they'll force the CTs to change their setup. Although they're patient in doing so, they won't budge just yet because they still know they have the utility advantage at the outer site, at least for a moment longer. They are running low on it now.
Bolt's having a bit of a nightmare of a game here, 1 for 8. Usually anchoring. This time he was joined by Henny with the AWP. Bolts went for a full commitment for some point at the upper platform. Had Henny to back him up, didn't have to take that duel. Taken down by Hobbit. Sure, he dinks him in the process, but gives the man advantage away. And as we've always said, Gambit, they're so good at operating these situations. Get that early advantage. Their executions will be on point. It's bleed the CTs out. Still the double AWPs though. Immortals will be fighting back here.
Fine from Steel. Pushes up though, Mo. The T side up. Now it's down to just the double ops and 1 M4, which is going to have to be crucial and pivotal in the round as Lucas still waits at backtracks. Getting closer and closer is Doja. Getting closer and closer is KNG on the AWP. He's able to find the kill, and so is Henny on Hobbit. Zeus, alone for a moment in the B site, has to back away and let Mo join him. He won't play the high territory. AWP for Mo as well, keep in mind, so he wants to watch rotations and anyone entering, and he expects they're closer than they are. Quite be able to spot Lucas as he gets in behind the train. You don't know X-Ray. That's a benefit to the spectators. We just saw his perspective and there was nothing to find. It's all going to be the AWPs.
Oh, the shots they're hitting. This is when they start getting warmed up. I was following the POV of the AWPs throughout that round. They're getting there now, Matt. The flick shots are coming through, and this is what I was excited about, the prospect of this double AWP setup for Immortals. Very difficult to shut down, even after losing the first pick there. The retake, that should be a really difficult situation for them. Going to that bomb site, close range with the AWPs, just hitting everything, though. It doesn't bother them whatsoever. Here's the replay. KNG, after hitting that shot outside as well, finishes things off. Starting to get to the Gambit guys now. After having that huge lead, it's starting to slip away. It is 6-3 still, they still have money after the plant coming through, but 2 rounds in a row for Immortals. It's whistling away at the Gambit economy here.
Steel aggressive again to Pop Dog. Same smokes toward Sandwich. Angie and Henny are both toward the yard. Both close to the positions, trying to be fortified and occupied. It's Ren. He's already inside of the quad position, but KNG pre-scoped. Gonna try and wait to see if he can get anyone crossing out of the gap. Good jump down, but Doja gives up the bomb that far away in hell. It's fortified by the AWP. If Henny can find even 1 kill, he helps significantly, but a better shot from Mo will open the position. Bolts now still has vision of Doja's blunder, if you want to call it that, because he's taken out Mo. That's the AWP, and all he has to do is hold Hobbit in the corner. Hobbit needs to slow it therefore, but he can't do it. Bolts may steal this back.
He might do. He's been very quiet in this half so far, Matt, but 50 seconds to work with here. Comes Zeus in the backtracks. This could be the perfect play. Bolts will be expecting it, and Zeus takes him down. Could have been a really problematic situation there. The bomb going down in that position, what a blunder. It was the change of pace from Gambit. They've been slow throughout this one, and then going towards outside. A few smokes deployed, trying to get those first picks, and it seemed like it was going perfectly. But KNG with the AWP hits the shot, takes the bomb down, and Bolts, as we said, very, very quiet so far, but almost finds one of the most important kills of the game. Zeus is the one that picks it up, and we go into round number 11. Back and forth game, 7-3 in favor of Gambit. The money's weak now for Immortals. 3 pistols, KNG though, he's got that AWP. We need him to step up here. What's the play?
Yeah, able to build up that bank early. Gambit, they survived the 2-round loss. Keep it close in both. Money gets limited once more. Zeus will find Lucas on entry. KNG misses the shot on cross. He's going to rotate around with Henny rather than sit open and alone inside of the site. Backtrack's play for split doesn't seem to be the call because no one's going over toward B, but they'll at least hold station. On the Gambit side, who I have to say seem to be the fan favorites that we've discovered. Goes back up top stairs, can't find anyone. All still there. KNG missed on his first attempt, has a second chance, but he needs to find an angle quickly as they get closer and closer. Angle that nearly got 2 as they crossed over. They'll still find a Dren, goes back for more, but Zeus gets it with a Mac 10 up close. Bomb will be planted. Steel's gonna be quick to get to Pop Dog if he can get through, because Zeus, they've dropped the bomb, may have to turn. They may have to give up the angle, which will give Steel the entry. Steel gets shoulder bait out, getting damage in. Has to be very careful, this Zeus.
Brave.
Very brave, but he's causing time to be a factor, and more so positional for Bolts. Because as they put their eyes on him and don't get the bomb to replant it, Steel's gonna rotate around. Bolts could start to watch it. This again comes down to a drop bomb. 4 HP as well for Zeus.
Still within a chance here, Immortals in the force bite. Bolts 2 kills. Looking to rectify the previous clutch going against him. Bomb planted, Zeus low HP. It's him and Mo to work together here.
This gets in very close, as you say, towards Zeus's position. They're on either side of him. He's down. Would have been traded potentially either way. With the hop has it all to do. No kits. Molotov in behind the E-box. Check name aim, but he's going to walk out late from it. AWP, but it doesn't even matter. What a shot from Bolts. 4 kills and he redeems himself.
Yeah, looks amazing there. Bolts throughout that round. 4 kills, got 3 in the previous as well. Good and clutch that one out, but this time he delivers. Manages to pick up the AWP as well. Mo, you can see he's having a rough time this game, but still, it's back and forth once again. Bomb goes down for Gambit. They can just about buy into this one. With 6K on Zeus, he can drop 1 AK, and they'll do what they can. Limited in terms of utility. A couple of players maybe down to Tech 9s here. 7-4. Immortals, not done with train just yet. They picks up the last 3 out of 4 rounds. And Bolts, just great teamwork here with his teammate Steel. He goes to the full defuse. I want to see this shot. It looks very crispy from the POV of Mo. It certainly was.
Again, the bomb being dropped. Zeus, you said Steel was brave. That fight took so much time that Bolts was able to just slip in undetected. Just when Gambit think they get away, they have control of the situation. Immortals find a way immediately back in. And now their money is running low. It's break, no matter who wins this. KNG starts it off, but Adren responds. Better shot, KNG again, bomb goes down. It's out of Doji's hands. He's putting the flames! But even when he's hot, he'll hit the shot. Goes back and takes out Hobbit as well.
They're coming back into this emphatically. What a performance in this double orb. We did say, as soon as that arrives, it's going to be a bloodbath. Immortals now, once they've stabilized, are looking very good indeed. 7-5, looking to win the half now. They shut down the money, finally, of Gambit. That was the force buy with the Tech 9s and Galil's the AKs, but KNG, he's been one of my favorite players of this entire tournament. What a performance, his first ever major, and playing like this, it's unbelievable. Round 13 now, Gambit have to take the full eco, P250s, Glocks, that's it. And Immortals have a chance to stabilize themselves for the latter stages here of the first half. After going down 6-1. And he's still fighting back, they're looking much better.
Much better. And we start having cause for concern. Bolts take out Zeus. And through, quite far enough with its ricochet toward Doja. Bolts could go directly behind him. Thank you for the gun. Doja will pick it up. May not still be enough to work with, but we'll find out.
Yeah, there's a blunder there from the inside boys. Giving 2 weapons away, but still, he should be able to find this frag. No problem at all. Can't get the 3-man spray down, but he finds 2. Dosia with a chance of winning this round. He's only got the M4, no armor. They know exactly where he is. Has to try and plant this bomb, but I think he needs to pick first. Uses that smoke to get it towards Pop Dog. Now we have a clutch situation on our hands. He has some time to work with here.
He's going to just go for it as well. Henny, he's watching, but he's going to go high side. AWP, you better hope that Henny misses. He's looked away at the wrong time. He will miss. He's been tagged as well. Doja, he's That's bold to sit around for the fight, I will say, considering he needs to get the bomb down.
He could win this.
WP missing gives a massive chance. Rotate back through Z. Dojia's gone up the ramp to see if they were heading toward Pop Dog.
Problem is, they've got two incendiaries here. Incendiary down lower, upper, diffuse, can't win the round. That's going to be done. If they time it like that, it's over.
Thankfully, he's got 73 HP, so he could push one of them, but it would be a desperate play. One's already gone down. The second goes exactly as you called it. Both positions watched on the diffuse, but a gap inside of the flames. A gap inside of the flames, and he goes down! He could spray both, but there's a kit for Lucas. There's enough time. He clutches with 9 HP.
That looks like it's been a double spray down all day long. Like I said, they did use the incendiaries there, but they used the first one just beneath the lower round. They're trying to flush him out in case he was by that bomb train at the first one, but good lord, that got close. If Dojia wins that, he fires Gambit right back in there, and this is the beginning of it. This is how he got the rifle. He made it a possibility. This him just getting the bomb down there was enough. That's so close. It's unreal. He dinks the second player. He knows it as well.
So close. Punched off. I have to say as well, I was going to make this point, Immortals are the economy clutch kings, because every time it looks like they're broken, this happened with Virtus Pro yesterday on Rug.
Yeah.
They win a round that they potentially shouldn't, and it saves all hope. Because this could have been up towards 9-2 at this point.
Yeah.
Or beyond.
Looking very promising now. We do have a buy available for Gambit here, but back to the slow-paced default. Setting up some smoke for the start here. They are very good at the old executions. Smokes from the dumpster, from the Pop Dog area as well. Could this be the wall of smokes? It's a good counter for that double orb setup. Try and remove them from the game. The orbs have a lot of pressure at that point, trying to get in front of the smoke and hit some really crazy shots.
Dren in sight. Zeus will do the same. Steals holding train. Free fires out. Doja spots it. Fires back immediately. So does Mo. And we go to 8-6 as we hit round 14. KNG and Luke is pushing through. Nearly shuts them down on the plant once more, but this time it is down. And a 4 versus 1 Bolt with it all to do. Again from backtracks. He finds the angle. Taps toward Mo, but doesn't land the shot. AWP prevails.
Lovely call there from Zeus. As I said, you know you're up against that double orb setup. How do you shut down the orbs, smoke them off, give them nothing to work with there? Still, he's in front of the smokes, but he's isolated, segregated from his teammates at that point. Has to try and find the frags. He can hear footsteps all around him, commits towards main entrance, doesn't get the kill, and gives Mo position to actually find these AWP shots towards the Ivy, and he starts delivering. And it was actually a very, very nice round from Gambit there. Slow default to start, smoke execution, pinpoint precision there on the shots as well. It's round number 15. They're looking for 9-6 here. They might just do it. That previous round, sure, Immortals won it, but it was very expensive. And the wallbangs coming in once again, not landing anything. And the CCs have to fight for these kills at the start, but sent packing from the Molotov.
He will back away. Hobbit back to his default position, but it's far from a default based on the rest of them following in. KNG and Steel pushing him in could actually start to pincer. We know Steel had one very good flank already in this match. Timing, what'll it be? Minute and 12. Nate goes down close as the smokes, Molotovs go in. Potentially anyone that was playing up near the ramp, but it's both behind the spool, which is spammable. Zeus tries it. Find the angle on it. Hobbit gets Henny, but he got to kill first. Onto a Dread. Good wraparound from Hobbit. And he'll stay forward as well to hold off rotations. Not all of them will come that direction. KNG goes toward Pop Dog instead, but Dojia's got that covered off. Let's have an UMP though. Which could be threatening, but Dojia won't allow that to go any further. And Lucas has no real chance in it with just the Deagle. 9-6 half for Gambit. They hold on because they had a 5-1 lead that could have amounted a lot more.
Yeah, back and forth first half. That's more like it from Gambit. This is their map pick. They controlled the money, the pace for the first 7 rounds or so. But as soon as Immortals adjust themselves to the force buying so much, a trait they were commonly plagued with in previous lineups of this team. But once the double orbs came out, they looked so good. Bold started to have a game as well. He was down 1 for 8. Gambit pulling it back. As soon as they started getting shut down by those orbs, they recovered. Once they had their money again, those set pieces. One towards outside, perfectly done. Finished the game off towards the inside area, a similar sort of execution. It's looking very good for them. They go into the CT side of 9 rounds. This is a great start. Win this pistol, we're very likely going to Inferno, which would be a great place to finish off this grand final.
KNG in. They got their first pistol in this game, first in the series, that is. want to do the same. They want to control everything early on. Zeus starts well, Adren follows up. It's all answered back immediately as Henny and Bolts get kills. That's traded again as Hobbit finds one, and Bolts is continuing to find form. He was slow inside of the B site, but now it's a massive problem because Zeus goes low, and Bolts and Steel are the two to pull it off.
Bolts is just looking so good. This is something he's been doing throughout this tournament. The P250 on the T-pistol, and it's delivered almost every single time. We said they've had this great start throughout, and it's been down to him. The P250 gives you more range, one-tap potential as well in the pistol round, and he delivers another amazing performance there. Immortals back into this game now. It's going to be a double scout setup there for Gambit. Here's a little replay of those P250 shots. That one especially. Good lord. Good night, Dosia. So double scouts, pistols as well. Looking to replicate the form of Immortals in the second round force spy in the first half. But it's Bolts out there by himself. This could be problematic, but he finds the first pick.
Snoopy gets caught with the nade out. Back to it, throws it toward Mo. That'll do damage. Good damage as well. Around the 58. Bolts wraps around, two to face. Only one to find. Mo's able to respond. It's a reload in time as well, and sees everybody's being pushed in from either side. Steel goes back toward the old bomb, cuts off Adren, and it's Doja that remains. Picked up an SMG, whether or not that's worth it. And excuse me, I thought he grabbed the UMP. He actually didn't, so he's still in the 5-7. He'll back all the way off. Ooh. That'll work. That'll pick him up a gun.
That's a nice shot. That's the AK-47. Can't win the round, but this will be useful. We saw what he did on Cobblestone with one AK-47 map. Maybe he can do it again in the next round. There's another kill. Just whittling down the money once again. Keep Immortals modest. Don't let them establish themselves. And remember that Cobblestone round. On the tree, 4-man spray down. He could cause damage in the next round on the CT side with this weapon. If he gets into an advantageous position towards the upper round potentially, maybe push Ivy, get that first pick, find another rifle. This could be interesting. Normally this next round's a full eco, but Dosia, he's going to keep things a little exciting.
One round between them, but one gun carried.
I reckon he's going to do some damage here. I'm feeling it.
Play. Ivy push.
That's pretty much your only option. The thing is, Immortals, if they're smart here, you've got two options, right? You probably either rush inside and go towards that upper ramp and have the bird's eye view of the bomb site, or you do a complete slow default here, and you see whether you can work out where the gun is and give you a best shot at that point just to go in the other area of the map.
Going for the all-rifle setup on Immortals side too, which means that even though they have the AK for Doja, Moss, you could argue he's got the advantage over, the rest are equals. No range advantage. Damage potential, KNG hits the shot on Doja's forced off ticket booth already. So the AK down to 23 has to back off. Steel, Bolts inside of the site continue to be a duo that's formidable to get them in position. And Bolts is wise to read the fact that Dren's going to rotate back down through ladder coming over from B. And the AK gone this time will not be carried over, but we do go into the gun round. An all-important one as well for Gambit because, as you mentioned, Immortals T-sides have been excellent.
All tied up. After those force buys, Gambit can't bring out the AWP for Mo. A chance for Immortals to set the pace of the half. They could go for something very quick indeed. Shut down the lack of utility for Gambit. You can see they've got no incendiaries. One kit. They do have the smokes to work with here, but like I said, no AWP on Mo either. This is one of those difficult rounds to pick up on the CT side after you force buy in a second. That's why a lot of teams are opting to get away from that idea and to take a more modest approach. But here we go, the fast-paced gameplay, but Bolts, he can't find the frag. Mo takes him down.
Start off again for Mo. Adren follows it. Steel swung wide, right angle, right shot. Not the right accuracy to nail the head of Adren. He stays alive. 22 HP. Back over to B instead. Room to plant. They have to first get by Adren, even though the smoke's there, it's deep. They show themselves, they're revealed before the cross, and when they do peek back out, it's going to be just KNG remaining. In 18, he'll slow it down as best he can, 1 versus 5, but good luck.
KNG just wants to find any kills he can here. Knows he can't win the round, but Gambit, the money was so low going into this round. If he gets 1, maybe 2 kills, that's enough. That's promising, but Mo's in a perfect position to hit the shot. Struggles, but he gets it just about. And there it is, Gambit take the lead, and that's exactly what I expected from Immortals. Something very fast, get out there, and try and bully the fact that Gambit don't have much to work with. Certainly went out the AWP. A few smokes at the very start there, but couldn't hit the shots. It was up to Bolts to take down that first kill, but couldn't do it. Very nice performance here. And Matt, what am I seeing here? The double AWP setup.
T side.
On the T side.
I saw the first one bought, and I was interested more than anything because Henny bought it and dropped it to K&G, and they're going to leave the second one with bolts because he's got a slightly better spawn to get toward A main. So he's going to go for the fast peek, get himself in position. No utility deployed. It's almost a perfect situation. The only ingredient missing, someone to fire at. And I imagine he'll go back and swap the gun.
Yeah, you'd imagine so, and indeed that does happen. Back to Henny and K&G on the orbs. It's a difficult approach here. Unless you get that first pick, you have to go very, very slow indeed and try and open the map up. But it seemed like Gambit, they don't give much away. Classic formation from them, using the bomb train mode, backing him up as well. We have one player watching the Ivy. Being found as of yet. Henny taking damage there. K&G down to 21 HP as well. It's looking like a Gambit round here as they find the first pick.
Good control. Zeus gets found though by Henny. Watch. Headshot potential from Lucas. Unfortunately, it's not the AK, and Hobbit doesn't really care what gun it is because he'll pop back up. Make no mistake putting him down. Still one of the two ops in play, but Hobbit getting closer, spotted out by Steel. Doesn't need to be baited into the second player. So smartly backs off to keep himself alive. Does his feet show fast enough for Steel to respond? He certainly sees them. Molotov goes in, Hobbit goes high, but head shows.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Forces the play. Architecture all the way through. It's gonna get closer and closer to the bomb as well. Finds a Dren. Now there's a problem. Mo's only on 16. Flash ever so slightly mistimed may have amounted to the kill against Mo. Thankfully, Dozier's gotten in a position that's a lot closer, but he's gonna go hunting. Mo's gotta be perfect. Finds the first. No response from Steel. The more time Mo buys, the faster Dozier's able to flank around the other side, and Mo gets the kill himself.
Big plays from Steel, but not quite enough. 2 kills for him in the 4-on-2 situation, but Mo, low HP, holds his nerve and manages to win the round just about. Gambit looking a little bit uncomfortable there towards the end, but overall it was fine. We'll see whether Immortals can bring anything else to the table. So far, quite novelty plays coming through. They had the fast outside approach, knowing that the Gambit money would be low, and that double orb setup as well. It seemed like once they didn't find the initial pick, they didn't really have much to work with there. I want to see more of the defaults, the execution play, getting that map control. They've had an objective from the start so far in all of the gun rounds. But
Zeus getting very pumped up.
yeah, that's a big round for him.
Goes deep. Won't do as much damage as you might expect with no armor. Quite laying close enough. Mo gets Henny through the smoke though. Through the smoke toward Ivy instead. Bomb was dropped, by the way, the first shot, but Mo goes around. He has to rotate. Hobbit's gone down to the pistol. And it's perfect. Lucas is found. Steel, no real chance in it. We'll try and go back down toward Ivy.
Yeah, they did what they could with the pistols here, but hasn't amounted to too much there. It's going to be Mo with 3 kills. Looking very good indeed. We'll be 12-9, and we've got a timeout being called. So Steel, no real chance to find anything here. Do a little bit of damage towards Mo. That takes him down. That's quite nice. They'll recover the orb. There's a bit of financial denting there, but as you see on the screen, the fan favorite, of course.
It's the loudest it's been all game.
But money available for Immortals. Like I said, a few novelty plays coming through. I'm not a big fan of that double orb setup on the T side of train. It has its place when you know exactly what they're doing, you know what kind of picks you can work, but it seemed like they just tried to force the issue and didn't really get much for it. Gambit now in touching distance, they're taking this second map. I'd love to see Inferno map. I think that'll be an amazing game to finish it off. Yeah, absolutely. Inferno's always a classic in the best of 3. It's a map almost every team's happy to play at some point, and they're always going to be a very balanced affair. I think that'll be great.
Which is completely why we see it as a third map, but also best of 1s, where everything's sort of vetoed away, and then it's the middle ground. We saw it a lot in this tournament. I think you and I have seen it probably.
We casted like 3 Infernos in one day.
Yeah, I was going to say. We've probably seen it 6 or 7 times ourselves. We get back underway, though. Gambit 12-9. Marginal lead, but CT side, see if they can shut down yet another gun round coming in from Immortals.
No orbs available. 3 AKs towards Ivy, 2 of them towards inside, and Zeus will be battling towards that Pop Dog area, and Hobbit will be backing up Mo towards Ivy. So a change of setup here from Gambit. A little bit more aggressive as Hobbit actually gets in towards that Ivy position. Maybe push us towards the server area. Bolts are still to get some basic map control, Steel especially, trying to take any vision away. But Dosia, he's on the lower ramp with his M4 in hand, of course. Very good inside player, I have to say. Just holding that nade out, trying to do some chip damage at the very start. Fall back and this delay anyone getting over towards the upper platform.
But gives up some room toward Ivy. Did the same thing. I think he and Mo had the same idea to look toward A main because no one could see it. Zeus was kind of stuck behind his smoke. Realizes he's probably best off to watch Ivy. 3 players coming down that direction. Gonna rotate around to the backtrack so there will be no rapid potential. Looks to be the A split. Flash out, Lucas wants first contact. Hobbit not showing yet. Oh, stuttering the step. One's already gotten by though, that's the problem. Even though he realizes the shoulder contact, Lucas has already gone inside of the site. Good find, Hobbit on the first. KG to chase, can't quite stop himself fast enough to get the aim set. And that allows Lucas some more room in the site to get the kill, but Zeus comes around, bolts! Saves him completely after Lucas gets 2, and Bomb's going to go down. Doja in a 1 versus 4. He doesn't have much to work with. Caught knife out. KNG brings it to double digits on both sides.
That's what we wanted to see. That's more of what we saw on Cobblestone. The great defaults working together, pincering bomb sites and is hitting lights out shots there with the AKs. No orbs required this time. It's Lucas doing a fantastic job. And they find themselves at double digits as well, 12-10. They're not broken for Gambit just yet, but that's much more promising for Immortals. That's the kind of players I want to see. If they're going to win this in 2-0, this is the kind of Counter-Strike they need to be playing. If they get trying to use all the spawns, they get the double orbs out, forcing everything. Just play textbook Counter-Strike, which they've been so good at throughout this tournament, and they should be fine to get at least tying things up at the moment. But still, Gambit with 3 M4s. UMP on Dosia, just to know, who plays inside by himself. Mo, AWP at the bomb train. Still going for the faster map control this time. Let's get in towards the lower round position. Dosia calls over for Adren to join him.
Smoke dissolve steel will make sure that no one's going to be able to walk out of the opposite corner. All important for Gambit is this round Mo with his AWP, his ticket. Real aggression for, or rather from Gambit, to try and push out Ivy at all. It's been heavily contested. This round it's not.
A very slow round from Immortals here. They'll end up at an outside execution from what I can see. They have the smoke still available. Try and buy themselves some time to work with to make their ascension to the bomb site. Build themselves a path. Smoke's deployed. Doesn't look like a fake, they might just be fully committing to this one.
Zeus was alone on the inside of the smokes. He has to back off. That allows the entry, as you say. The wall, what they don't account for. Oh, as Zeus gets into ticket, nearly takes down KNG, was that exact position above them. They won't get the plant. Adren denies it. That'll buy more space. 22 seconds, Bolt 3 grabs it. He'll try and commit, but Adren's got the position. He's got the lineup, and Mo. He takes out Lucas. Round is done. 13 seconds, Henny's just gonna try and save the AWP.
Slow-paced default into the execution there. The wall of smokes, but like he said, they didn't account for that heaven position. Zeus, he gets the first pick. Throws a spanner in the works, and a trend. Somehow denied the bomb twice through smoke from Connector as well. Very nice stuff there. Immortals, purely the objective. Wall of smokes, get the bomb down, go into clutch. Didn't happen though. The plan doesn't happen. They're actually going to be struggling with 20 seconds remaining. It becomes a bit chaotic. And they find themselves at 13-10. Very back and forth in this second half. They have 4 rounds. All Gambit. Immortals struck back. But now they have to force buy into this once again. I think we do have the AWP available for Henny. Pistol on Lucas, steal on the Galil. This could be one of the last buys if this doesn't work out for them. They'll be forcing after this.
Doja waiting inside of the smoke steel, quick contact. Dren's gonna rotate over after that information is relayed. Not against Mo from a deep down to 24 as Lucas gets a little optimistic firing at the wall.
I think this will be the inside play. We haven't really gone to that side of the map yet for Immortals. Let's try that out. We've got the orb. Let's get Henny in position. Smokes down, flashes over, use those pistols. Try and get the Galil to get an opening pick. But Dosia and Adren have been fantastic so far. Contact play, nothing really deployed. To Adren and Dosia, can they hold them off?
Doja's in position, they've overlooked, but good response. 2 extras come through. Adren's gotta be the next to follow up. Just gets around the corner before shots come in, but Henny with a great one, follows it, nearly goes for a third as well. Hobbit gets the response as he fires between, but the bomb crucially goes down. Hobbit with speed is gonna start to work back in the position, but I don't know that he'll anticipate KNG's angle. Free fire gives him up as he stops on the shoulder peak, but it puts him low, 16, and that's easily enough for Bolts to clean up. Mo's gonna run.
He has to, both of them low HP there. Very excited proceeding towards that inside bomb site. No smokes used as one flash over. Dosia couldn't get a frag. As he fell back, his teammate dropped. And then the round span out of control. Hobbit did what he could with 2 frags. Adren chiming in as well. Wasn't quite enough though. It will be Mo saving the AWP for sure, and that's going to be very good news for Gambit. That brings them into first stage loss bonus. They'll get about 3K per player. They'll probably force around this AWP. They potentially don't have to. They can look at the bigger picture here, right? Let's get some upgraded pistols. Try and use the AWP with Mo, which can be enough. That's why they'll take a timeout, I think, just to work it out. We're obviously coming to the crescendo of the second map here. Round number 25, Immortals with the advantage right now. Here's the shot from Henny. The first one looked sensational. Look at that. Takes the Dren down, keeps his composure, finds the second as well. Now Immortals are getting into this train game. Been a bumpy road for them, but we'll have a look at the buy for Gambit. It's a big decision to make. They could force into this one and aim to shut Immortals down before they have a chance to establish themselves. But even with just pistols here, some body armor, Mo with the AWP as well, this round's very winnable. A lot of mistakes to be made on the T-side of train, from the most difficult maps to get to that bomb site, deploy all those smokes, so many tight angles, lots of positions that CTs can lie in wait.
This round has shades of the Virtus Pro Game 2 yesterday all over it in terms of money at 13-11. WP only. KNG's, again, being the primary opper, so we talked about that. You made mention of it early on in the event that you thought he should be taking it over more frequently on the T side. Well, he certainly will.
Well, Mo spotted it at the very start, took a shot for this smoke, but no damage inflicted as of yet. Mo knows he has to work hard with the frags here. Dancing around the bomb train. It's aggressive, but that's a nice shot from KNG as to find a Dren there.
So quick. And then slow, they'll back it off. KNG could go back for more Hobbits trying to get an angle. All right, if you want to come back out, I'm ready for you. Nearly works as well because the first shot went to the second player in the site, Mo, and then it was immediately chased out by Hobbit, but Lucas in better position. Things change now. Mo with the AWP does find a shot, and Zeus is baited back in. Mo gets pulls. It may work. The single up. Lucas and Steele, the last two alive as they work back inside of the site. Bomb waiting patiently for it to be picked up back toward A main.
This was Immortals' chance to almost tie things up here, but it's Mo delivering frags, and Dozier adds to their total. 3 versus 1, it falls apart for Immortals, trying to get the refrags, but Mo, he's hitting absolutely everything. Takes down Still, it's 14-11, and Gambit. I did say Mo could be dangerous with that AWP. They're right back into this now. That was a partial investment, and he delivers on all fronts. We're gonna have to take a pause from Immortals there, surely. Now it's a difficult situation. Gambit in touching distance of the third map. Immortals financially broken. They're forcing into this. 1 AK, pistols as well. Mo just hit every single shot.
We see the last one as well from his POV. Good God. Steele has him back turned. Boom.
That is kind of sick, isn't it?
He's showed up. Double up now for the CTs. A Dren. The single AK again. We know that that's threatening. The single guns in general apparently threatening. It's KNG the one to have it. 3 toward Ivy. It's been successful on entrance for Immortals in multiple instances. Hobbit the one to defend it as always. 17 and 18 for Hobbit. Mixed success. Been pushed off this position a lot, and Mo with the AWP is close by, but Hobbit already is being passive to hold. With Bolts getting closer in the front of the site, if they overcommit to him, it's going to create a lot of space for KNG and Lucas. They're going to winch their way in. Straight in, all the way around. Bolts will strike. Good play from Hobbit, holds the corner. Mo is able to get in position. Bolts gets in. Good Deagle shot. Follows it to take Mo. Now there's room to work with as an AK's picked up. And Bolts already has the M4 grabbed. Shut down, though, is Steele by Zeus. Henny, the same result. Dozier may have saved the day and saved the round because it's just Bolts remaining, and Bomb is well removed out toward Ivy. Zeus puts match point for Gambit on the board. We might have a third, but we're not done yet.
That was the force fight from Immortals, and there was some glimmers of hopes there, especially with Bolts as well. 2 1-digs, but couldn't finish the job. As we get into round number 27. One will do it for Gambit to take us to Inferno. That's when I think this grand final will be absolutely phenomenal. It's Deagles, Tech9, CZs. A few smokes to work with here after Immortals forced into the previous round. It's Mo that's been the hero of the last few. So good at the AWP. One more will do it. Do Immortals have anything left here on trade?
Steele bypasses the nade. Very standard positioning, almost the default-esque for the pistols of Immortals. Just wait for the flames to extinguish and then goes back in toward Pop Dog. He makes a noise, jumps. KNG won't be bought. Might be sold. As the nade goes up. Fractional damage. He's able to read that and back away in time. I'm still unsure of its desired target. Final destination. Inside of the site itself, Doji and Adren. And they are grouping. Lucas is making his way over as well. He'll join them 5 straight in with contact, with the smokes down. Adren goes to the high ground to try and find a better angle as KNG walks in with Deagle. No opening yet. Molotov perfectly positioned to deny, not give them the space, but Doji's got to be careful in the open in the middle. More so because Bolts is taking out Adren. His wingman, his man above to watch over top Doja. He's locked out in the middle, 9 HP found by KNG, but it's a 1 versus 2. Want him to go down and they're going to act quickly. They're going to try and swarm in and get an angle. They know he has to go right or left. Both are covered, both are watched, and Hobbit's going to close it. Gambit will force map 3.
It was looking desperate for Gambit in the first. Immortals in control of every situation, every facet of the game. But Train, that's when Gambit had come to life. Going up 6-1 to kick things off as well. We did see the adjustment for Immortals. The double orb setup looked like it was enough to potentially come back and have the full reverse sweep, but unfortunately not. It dropped off towards the end. Gambit, so resilient there. Mo especially, he had a quiet game, especially in the first half as well, but when he got on the CT side, that 1 orb situation surrounded by pistols as well, that was the turning point, and that's when he knew Gambit were going to take map number 2.
Absolutely, and eventually one of those had to go their way. So many rounds that have come so close to breaking economy and then had it fall apart. It did take a huge effort from Gambit to win this, but we go to Inferno to decide it. It is turning into a brawl and a great final.
Yeah.
Better, I think, Mo overall, I think, is the difference maker, but better overall from Gambit. A little bit less, perhaps, I think, from Lucas. Didn't have quite the same entry impact. Their T-side didn't, I guess, wasn't quite as explosive.
I think Immortals, especially on the T side, they're focusing too much on like forcing the issue, trying to get that double orb set out on the T side. That's not something I want to see in a grand final, really. It was slow pace, it didn't really work out for them, and once they didn't get the initial pick, they didn't really seem to have a plan, a backup to that. They tried the fast-paced play as well once they broke the economy of Gambit, but they were loving that. They took that all day long. And at that point, we saw a couple of good defaults, some decent executions there, but Gambit ultimately too secure, looking too strong on our CT side.
Strong indeed, and they have to be. They'll have to be strong in the third map. Both of them will be. Third map to decide $1 million major in Krakow. We're going to take a break to the panel before it all concludes.
Thank you very much, Sanakist and Henry G. With game number 2, we finally have a final on our hands. Gambit are back in this one, and we do go to all 3 maps. Back with Moses and Yanko at the desk once more. Yanko, much better performance from Gambit all round.
Absolutely, and we could see what we were talking about, you know, that on train it's more difficult for Immortals to just go for individual plays and make things happen that way. Really have to, you know, acknowledge Zeus's ability to adapt coming into the game, right? Not during the game in the first half. They started off with that fast pace that really worked wonders for them towards the semi-final versus Astralis. So I think that's something that Immortals didn't really expect. They were probably hoping that Gambit is going to start with the same slow style, especially after winning pistol round, but Gambit started off very aggressive. That gave their players confidence individually, and we saw a much better game from Mo first and foremost.
Almost started the way that Immortals started on the first map.
Yeah, almost did. I mean, this was just a nice first half though from Gambit in the sense that you could see it was all about economy control, because towards the end of it, finally Immortals kind of broke free of that. They kind of broke the T-sided economy, and you could see when the rounds were happening where Gambit was on like a half buy or like a Tech 9 buy. They did like this one right here. KNG's allowed to do this because there's not enough smokes. They don't have the utility, the amount of utility you need to actually block off the Opper. So when you give the Oppers this much space, this kind of stuff is going to happen. So early on, when Gambit was riding that wave of the economy, they had all the smokes. They were setting up the full walls. They were getting close to the smokes before blowing up through and taking over the bomb site, getting into your face. So very close down the stretch, and obviously Gambit was very nice for them to win some of those clutches at the end of the match.
Those are suffering a little bit in that round, obviously, but he'll be pleased that his team have picked this one up. A much better display as well from Mo.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone across the board in the Gambit side, like the boys showed up on this map for sure.
I'm just glad we have a competitive game, you know, and a competitive final. Would have been a shame if it were 2 blowouts, but yeah, shows you also the fact that Mo had such a great game. Immortals on their T side, mostly again trying to go for some picks early on after winning pistol, and then the double op setup, as Henry pointed out as well, that just gives you need structure, you need to have the utility to neutralize that top to force him out of position, and Mo just had a field day in the second half.
KNG picking up some important kills in the middle of that as well. He still seems like he's hot.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, it's always going to help when you have both oppers playing very well. It opens things up for everyone. Like that's what kind of helps out, is having that second follow-up. And then another thing, crucially, is Bolt's had a good game again. So, and he's one of those guys that's going to be pushing down the train lanes, getting close and everything like that, but still not able to really do it in the end. It just was kind of too much to handle. This Gambit side came in well prepared. They had 4 players above 80 ADR. So that that's a massive amount of contribution, especially compared to Kabul.
Yep. Better strategically as well from Zeus.
Yeah, absolutely. As we touched on briefly, came out with a different pace, caught Immortals a little bit off guard, and you know, even the 6 rounds that Immortals won, a couple of them were just force buys. Some of the rounds where Gambit really seemed like they panicked for some reason. Maybe the communication was very chaotic because Dosha with the bomb missile was just planting it. He was going for some wide peaks, you know, cost them a few rounds. I think without those mistakes, Gambit could have easily gotten like 11 rounds on the T side, which is just mad.
Let's take a look at that scoreboard presented to you by Boomio. And top of the scoreboard, as you've already heard, is Mo with that fantastic AWP. But other notable performances for you, Jason, what were they?
I mean, I thought everyone did fine. I mean, like I said, 4 players over 80 ADR. I mean, the nice thing that you have going forward is Dren and Hobbit showed up. They're not completely absent. Like, that's the big fear if you were a Gambit fan or if you're a Gambit player, is like those 2 guys at the bottom of the scoreboard on Kabul just can't happen if they want to win this major championship. It doesn't matter who it's against. Yes, this is probably the easiest opponent they could have gotten in terms of, you know, historical context, but you need those big-time players to show up. You can't have Doja topping the scoreboard. You need a Dren because he's such a dynamic player, so good in clutches, such good impact, and if you're a Gambit fan, you just have to be happy that he's here.
Obvious MVP in this one as well. There's no argument from any of us for the fact that Mo picks up the MVP. Heading into that third match, he's going to be another one of those players that's crucial on both sides. Henny obviously for Immortals and Mo for Gambit.
Yeah, when you look at that Inferno game that Gambit played in the semifinal against Astralis, right? It's a bit deceptive in its own way, because in the first half, Gambit had a lot of force buys on the CT side, right? Mo couldn't get his hands on an AWP, but when they actually had a full buy, Gambit had a good way of approaching that CT side. So I think on the third map, it's going to come down to whether Immortals again can have a good start, because you can see that if their first couple of gun rounds don't work, they have a set game plan, but they're not able to adjust on the fly as some of the other teams. They can't improvise perhaps as much. So for them, the initial idea needs to work out.
Okay. More to come from both Yanko and Moses here at the desk. We're headed to a break. When we come back, then we will get our third and final map of the entire major to decide the champions this time around at Krakow. And, appropriately enough, it's on the most played map at majors, Inferno. We'll see you in a bit.